Welcome to your second session of our 1-minute yoga poses. Today I'm going to put together your 10, actually 11 yoga poses into your sequence. So we're going to start lying on our backs. Go ahead and make your way around. You can have your knees bent or you can have your legs long. We're going to start with that 3-part breathing. So take your hands, lay them at the lower portion of your ribs, resting across your belly and the middle fingers touching. Let your shoulders sink into the ground, your hips get heavy. Exhale completely, feel the belly sink into the back, draw it in. And on your inhale, fill your belly with your breath. You may have to actually push the belly out just a little bit as you breathe in, and you'll feel your fingers come away from each other. And on the exhale, you're going to pull your belly muscles in and push the breath out. Let the middle fingers come back to touching. Again, inhale, expand the belly, keep the shoulders soft. And on the exhale, draw the belly back in. One more time, keeping that chin soft and your gaze up. Breathe in, expanding the lower portion of your ribs. And exhale, draw the belly back in. Now slide your hands up so they're about midway on your rib cage. Might be a little awkward on your shoulders, but see what you can do to rest the shoulders and relax them. The fingers are not going to touch here. We're going to take a breath in again and feel the ribs draw away from each other and still expand that belly. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the belly in and feel the ribs come back towards each other. Your fingers may or may not touch. Inhale, expand, feel the sides of the ribs get longer, broader. And exhale, draw the belly in, pushing the air out, feel the ribs come back together. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Moving on to part 3 of our 3-part breathing. Take one hand and just place it over your heart or your chest. You can relax the other hand at your side. As you inhale, you're going to breathe into the belly. Feel the ribs expand. And now feel the chest lift and the shoulders draw away from each other, broadening the collarbones. On the exhale, start with the belly. Draw in and down. Relax the ribs. Let the chest relax. And again, breathing in the belly first, the rib cage, and the chest getting broader. And then reverse that, belly, ribs, chest softening. One more breath here. Inhale through the nose or the mouth. Expand and lengthen. And exhale, draw inward. Relax the chin. From here, release your hands by your sides, and we're going to move into our wind relieving pose, just a 1/2 version. So you're going to draw your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg. So you can push through the heel of the left leg just to lengthen the leg, and then let the foot relax, and the right foot can relax. Your hands around the kneecap or the shin, and just draw that knee up towards your right shoulder, reaching the spine long and the tailbone towards your left foot. Relax the shoulders wide and take that 3-part breath here. If you'd like to add in a little ankle rotation, just rotate your foot one direction and another direction. And we're going to take our left hand around the knee, open the right hand, and gently draw that knee over to the left shoulder, lifting the right cheek, a variation of your wind relieving pose. And then we're going to go the opposite way, draw the knee back to center, switch hands, right hand around the knee, left hand to the ground, and open the knee up to the side. Reaching it towards that right shoulder or right bicep. And come on back to center. Set the right leg to the ground. Draw the left knee in. Give it a little hug. And extend the right leg, push through the heel to lengthen the leg, and then relax the foot. Hands around the kneecap, draw the knee to the shoulder, lengthening the spine on the ground. Take your 3-part breath here, relaxing the jaw and the chin. And then if you'd like, add that ankle rotation. And reverse the direction. And then we'll leave the right hand around the knee, take the left hand to the ground, draw the knee across the body, reaching it towards that right shoulder. You're not going all the way, just enough to get a stretch out of the left hip. And bring it back through center, switching hands. We'll take the right hand down and the left hand off to that left side, opening up here. And bring it back to center. Set the left foot to the ground. Set the right foot to the ground. Both knees are bent. You're going to wrap both hands around the kneecaps. Draw the knees in. This is our full wind relieving pose. Lengthen the spine on the ground and reach the tailbone to the top of your mat. So instead of letting the hips lift into a ball, you're going to let them sink down. And that might mean the knees aren't as close to your chest. Take a breath here, reaching through the top of the head, feeling your full length of your spine. And then how about a little rock and roll side to side. Massage the back of the hips. And come back to center. We're going to move into our bridge pose. Set the feet down. They're lined up with your hips. Your knees are going to face up. And reach your arms alongside your body. See if you can get those feet close enough to graze the back of the heels. And if it doesn't come in that close, if your feet don't come in, don't worry about it. Roll the shoulder heads down so your heart is lifting up. Lift your gaze straight up. So this is a really key point, is you don't want to be turning your head side to side. You want to keep your gaze straight up and your chin in, lengthening the back of the neck, but not compressing chin to chest. So we don't want to have too much of an arch in the neck, and we don't want to have too much length. So a natural curve, a little space behind the neck. Set your feet so they're parallel. Press them firmly into the ground. And now we're going to lower the entire spine to the ground by tipping those hips towards the ribs. Press into the feet and start to roll your spine off the ground. Keep your gaze up. And we're going to lower right back down. So draw the shoulders, come right between the shoulder blades, feeling the entire spine lower down, rolling down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Press the feet to the ground, tip the hips to the ribs, feel the bottom start to come off the ground, roll your way up, keep your gaze up. Try to keep your legs parallel, squeeze the thighs, give the glutes a little squeeze. And on the exhale, you're going to roll down right between the shoulder blades. Take your time. Try to feel every portion of your spine. We're going to go up again. Inhale, tip. Start to roll up, and you're going to stay at the top. Exhale. So right here, you're going to pause. And you're going to try to reach your knees towards the top of your mat. And you're going to squeeze a little bit through the thighs and the bottom. Take a breath. Try to lift your chest more to your chin, not your chin to your chest. Press the hands down. That's going to help. Press the shoulders down. Feel how the back side of the body gets stronger. Can you do that 3-part breath in? Belly, ribs, chest. And on the exhale, release the belly, start to lower down, from the shoulders, come right between the shoulder blades and roll on down. It's like a little massage for the spine. From here, we're going to wrap our hands around the kneecaps, that double wind relieving pose or full wind relieving pose. And this time, slide your hands around the back of the thighs. You can come with me and rock and roll on the length of your spine, or just roll over to your side and come up to a seated position. If you're rocking and rolling, a little momentum is going to help. You can kick your legs out and roll right on the length of your spine. It's a little bit of core work to help get you back up. Take one more. and come on up to a seated position. I'm going to turn and face you. We're going to come into our butterfly pose, also known as cobbler's pose. So take your feet, knees are up, feet are out in front, sit tall, and then walk your knees wide and the soles of your feet together and let your knees start to drop open. Take your fingertips behind you, press the soles of the feet together, the balls and the heels of the feet, and then roll the shoulders back. So if your knees feel uncomfortable here, you can slide a block underneath. If your knees are up like this is just fine too. And another option is to sit on a folded blanket. From here, just give a little lift up, push down to lift up. Let your knees relax and lower back down. Sitting up tall, you can have this diamond shape be as long as you'd like, or start to bring your feet a little bit closer in. Shoulders roll down the back, heart's gonna lift up. Maybe bring your hands around the shins or the ankles and lift the heart up, dropping the shoulders, press the soles of the feet together. Notice how much length you can get in your spine as you sit tall here. Take another breath and exhale. We're going to take our boat pose. I'm going to turn back so you can get a side view. Bring those knees back up. Set the feet to the ground. So we have lots of options in our boat pose. We're going to start with our hands behind our thighs, and you can lift one leg up, or you can go for both legs. But what I want you to think about here is we've got a nice tall spine. We're sitting on our tailbone and our sitting bone. So a little three-prong base. Lift the heart, lift through the top of the head like there's a string, and roll the shoulders down the back. Draw the chin in so you're lengthening the neck and not overextending. And then start to lean back, maybe come to tippy toes, maybe not. And then if you'd like, you can float one leg. You can float the other leg. Or you can float both legs, finding a balance point on the tailbone and the sitting bones. You can flex your feet, pushing through the heels. You can hang on to those thighs and use them as a way to lift and lengthen. Another option is to take the hands behind you for support and come in and out of it as you'd like. You can set back down, lift up tall, and maybe start again. So we want to keep our thighs and our rib cage in a V shape. Lifting up. And then if you're ready for something more, take the hands back, try and extend the legs, and maybe reach through the balls of the feet. And then if you're ready for even more, you can bring the hands back to the thighs. One more level that you can work with, whether your knees are bent or straight, is you can reach your arms forward. But I want you to be really mindful. Did you just lose the integrity of that nice long spine? Bring the hands back. Reach, lift, extend, and then set the feet back down. Take a breath here and exhale. We're going to move into our kneeling gate pose. So I'm going to turn and face forward to you again. And you're going to come into standing on your knees, we call this. Starting your tabletop. Tuck the toes under, or flatten out the tops of the feet, so you have a choice as to which feels best. And right away, if you have some knee tenderness, you're going to take a folded blanket and slide it under your knees. From here, walk your hands in and take that right foot and extend it out. Go ahead and turn the foot to a comfortable position so the knee is facing up. We want to have that right ankle lined up with the left knee. And then walk your hands in and up. Standing nice and tall here. Shoulders roll down the back. Belly pulls in. The ribs are knitting together even though we're doing our three-part breathing. Inhale, reach the arms end to end. Roll the shoulders down the back and lift up nice and tall. So we want to keep the knee, the hip, and the shoulder lined up. That might mean bending or extending this right leg out a little farther. From here, bring the right hand down to that right thumb and lift the left arm. Stretch stretch up as if somebody's got your hand and they're pulling length out of that left side, and then lean on over to the right. Take a breath. It's all right if your toes come up off the ground. It's a little more challenging to keep the toes down. I want you to push that right hip forward and drop the tailbone down the back. Take a nice deep breath. Your hand can rest on the thigh, slide down the leg, don't push on the knee. And if you had a block, you could always rest your hand on the block. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, bring the hands down. All the way back to your tabletop, set the right knee down, and we'll take the left leg out. Again, line the ankle up with the right knee. Maybe turn the toes out if you'd like, or at an angle. Lock your hands in and rise on up. Choose if you like the tucked back foot under or the flat foot. And then push that right hip forward, line it over the knee, and inhale, open the arms up. Lifting up tall, expanding outward, and then we'll drop that left arm. Inhale the right arm up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Push the hips slightly forward as you drop the tailbone down, and exhale, start to lean. Letting that left arm slide down the leg. Be mindful that you're not just pushing that hip back and underneath and folding. We're just leaning into the left side, opening the right ribs. And you can press your hand gently into the leg and rotate slightly, your gaze forward or up. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, bring the hands down. Coming to our knees. And we're going to take a little bit of a downward facing dog, borrowed from our first session. From here, spread the fingers nice and wide, tuck the toes under, take a breath, and on the exhale, float the knees. Inhale here, and exhale, push belly towards thighs, look at your feet, and slowly lift your hips. Rooting down, stretching out, we're going to take a little walk to the top of our mat. So not long in our down dog, just a transition piece. Take a breath out, bend your knees, let your head hang. Press down through the feet and roll your way up, letting the arms just dangle as you come to standing. Shoulders roll down the back, standing tall in your mountain pose. Lift up, draw the belly in, feeling the tailbone sink down so the front body lifts and the back body lowers. Rolls long to the floor. I'm going to turn on the side of my mat to face you, and we're going to move into our warrior two. Taking that right leg, step it out nice and wide. So you choose how wide you're going to go for your warrior two pose. We're going to start in this nice wide stance with our feet, toes lined up, heels lined up. From here, bring your hands to your hips. Lift up tall, feeling the chest lift, and again with the tail dropping. We're going to turn the left toes to face the top of your mat. Setting this up, I want you to have your hands on your hips so your hips are level. We're not tipping the hips one way or the other. Lift up, and this way with your hands on your hips, you can feel that. And you're going to start to bend that front knee. This is where I want you to be mindful as to whether the hips are tipping. Bending the front knee, let it track with the toes and not fall inside. And then if you need a little more room and you know you can bend that front leg a little bit deeper, you just inch your feet farther apart. Inhale, lift up. Feel the three-part breath. And exhale, belly, ribs, chest. From here, take your arms nice and long, reach them end to end, and you can stay facing that long edge of your mat for a moment. We're going to focus in on first the shoulders. Roll the palms up so the thumbs are up. And then like you're pushing the back of the hands to the wall behind you or to the space behind you. Push them back, draw the shoulders down, and turn the palms back down. Lift your gaze so that your chin is parallel to the ground, and then slowly rotate your head so you're looking above that front arm. Bend into the front knee as deep as you can. At some point, Maybe you'll get it parallel to the ground. And then we're gonna lift through the back arch, drawing that back ankle away. And we're gonna root through the front big toe and then allow this front knee to pull back. Feeling that nice stretch between the inner thighs. Take your breath in here, staying nice and grounded, not reaching forward, but pulling back. Exhale. One more breath. And breathe out. We're going to release the hands back to the hips. Press down, straighten the front leg, and turn those front toes to face the long edge of your mat. We'll go right into the other side. So the right foot's going to turn, facing the back end of your mat. That's now the front of your mat. Hands on hips, keep them level. Press down, engage those legs as you draw that front knee towards the top of your mat. You choose how far you go. This is a pose of strength. It's going to build some power in the legs. Hips are level. And then from here, we'll take those arms, reach them out. Now, if you don't like the arms and it bothers your shoulders, just bring them back to your hips. Roll the thumbs up. That's going to help drop the shoulders down the back. Push the palms back, the back of the hands moving back. Chin is level to the ground. Turn the palms down without moving the shoulders. Turn the gaze to face your right. Reaching end to end with energy. Now work on the legs. Press into the feet. Lift through the left ankle. Feeling the arch lift. Stay rooted in the big toe. And then on this front foot, you're going to push through the big toe. And you're going to gently pull that knee to the back side of your body. Breathe in. Hover your gaze over that front arm. Breathe out. Maybe sink a little deeper to the bend of that front leg. The knee is always going to stay stacked over the ankle. Maybe it's behind the ankle, but it's not going to go past it. Another breath. 3-part breathing. And exhale. Hands to hips. Turn your gaze forward. Straighten the front leg. Pivot the right toes to face the long edge of your mat. We're going to go right into our wide forward fold. So from here, if you'd like, you can heel toe your feet in a little closer, depending if you widened your stance on that warrior two. Toes, they can come slightly inward. That's going to help put some weight in the outer edges of your feet. Lift through the arches, press through the big toes, and then a little softness in the knees. We don't want to lock them out. Lift the chest. We're going to lead from here, drawing the chin in. Start with that long spine, pushing the hips back. Your fingers are going to start to feel that crease in the hips get deeper. Maybe you pinch your fingers. Lead with the heart, stop halfway. Take a breath here. Extending tail behind you, top of the head forward. And then you can take your hands to your thighs and start to tip a little farther, keeping that long spine, letting your gaze travel across the floor to behind you. If you've got your blocks, you can bring your hands to your blocks. No blocks, that's all right. Maybe leave your hands on your legs. Depending on your hamstring flexibility, you may be able to drop your top of your head to the floor or towards a block. Start leaning in a little bit deeper without rounding the back. Look between your legs. Maybe your legs go straighter. Push through the big toe side of your feet. Stretch the pinky toe sides away. And then lift through those arches, pulling the ankle bones away. You can bring your hands to the floor if they get there. You can have straight arms. You can bend your arms. Your arms could be on blocks. Look between, lift the back of the thighs up, and you may even transfer a little weight to the balls of your feet to find a little more depth. Take that 3-part breath here. We're going to inhale, lift back up halfway. So you're going to start to bend your knees. Bring your hands forward so they're under your chest. Walk your hands back to your thighs. Lift up so you're parallel to the ground. Press down through the big toe side of your feet and lift up with a straight spine. Pause here. We're going to step the left foot to the right edge of our mat. Just a little intermission here. Take a big breath in, reach up. And exhale, bow forward. Borrowing from our last session, our halfway lift, hands slide up the shins or thighs, lengthen the torso. Exhale, fold in, look between the legs, knees can bend, head is going to hang, and we're going to roll our way back up. Tangling the arms, letting the upper body round, come up to standing, roll the shoulders down the back. We're going to take that wide stance again, step that left foot out. You choose how wide. And we're going to leave the right foot and turn the left foot again, setting up our warrior two legs so that we are ready for our side angle pose. So hands to hips, level the hips. Start to track the front knee over the foot. It stops at the ankle, and if you have more distance, you'll inch your feet farther apart. Rooting through the front big toe, let this knee gently pull back. Lifting through the back arch, putting some weight into the pinky toe side of the foot. Inhale. We're going to leave our hands where they are as we exhale. Now keep this nice long spine that you created in that wide forward fold. And we're going to start to lean to that thigh. And this left hand's going to start to feel that crease deepen. Start to tip forward. You may be bending that front knee a little more. When you get to the point where you think, uh-oh, that's enough, or I might start to round my spine, bring the forearm to the thigh. And pause here. So we're gently pulling that front knee towards the back, behind us. We're reaching out through that right leg, and then we're going to reach this right arm up alongside our ear, and turn the palm down. And then I don't want you to fall into this front arm. I want you to push it into the thigh, lift up, and then gently turn your ribs forward. Gaze is forward. If it feels okay on your neck, you can turn and look up, but you don't have to. Reach that arm right over the ear, and if it bothers the shoulder, you just bring the arm right back to your hip. Reaching out, you're going to extend if you want a little more. You could have your block here and gently push the knee back. And then sliding the right hand to the hip, slide the left hand back to the thigh. Press down, inhale, lift the torso, straighten that left leg. Turn the left foot to the long edge of your mat. Turn the right foot to the back edge of your mat. We're going to set that warrior two leg stance up on the back side, tracking this right knee over the right foot, stopping at the ankle, leveling the hips, drawing this left shoulder back a little bit. It's going to want to turn a little because of the stance of our legs. Breathe in, lift up. And then we're going to start to tip. We're not rounding that side body. We're tipping towards the leg, pushing off that left foot, pulling that left ankle away as we tip. When you get to that sticking point, slide the forearm down. Push down to lift up out of it. It may even be your arm here instead of the forearm. Whatever you've got, keep that side body long. Take a breath. Bend into the front knee a little more. Feel the tension in the thighs, and then reach that left arm right up over the ear. Take your breath here. Stay rooted in the feet. Stay long from that left ankle all the way to your fingertips. If you want that extra extension, you're just sliding that right hand down inside the knee. That's going to give you a little leverage to turn the ribs. Gaze up if you'd like, and take one more breath. And we'll slide that forearm back. Maybe slide the hand back, left hand to hip. Start to lift the torso. When you come to center, straighten that right leg. Turn the right toes towards the long edge of your mat. We'll take that wide forward fold. So pressing the big toe side of your feet down, lifting through the outer ankles. Inhale the heart up and start to tip forward. Soft knees, they can bend a lot. Pushing the tail back, reaching through the top of the head. Breathe when you're parallel to the ground for an inhale. Hands can come down. Exhale, fold, lifting the sitting bones. Look between your legs. Tip a little bit towards the balls of your feet, finding a little more length in the back of the legs. And then we're going to start to come out. So you're going to soften the knees, walk out so your hands are straight. Slide the hands back to your hips or your thighs. Press through the inner edges of your feet to rise up with a long spine. From here, we're going to step to the left edge of your mat. Come back to that mountain pose. Round your shoulders down the back. I'm going to turn to face the top of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands meet. We're going to bow all the way over. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And exhale, come all the way down. Finding our way back to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall here. And we're going to roll our way down to our back. So scoop the belly in, coming down to your spine. And we're going to take our supine or reclining pigeon pose. So we'll extend, or we'll draw that right knee in to the chest, lengthening the spine out. So you've got that wind relieving pose with the left knee bent. And then you're going to turn the foot to the left and the knee to the right and set the ankle on that left thigh. You can stay right here if you're already getting a stretch in the outer hip, or you can thread the needle. Right hand goes between the knee and the leg. Left hand is going to go around. You're going to lift the legs up, wrap your hands around the thigh, maybe interlace the fingers, and start to draw that left thigh towards you. So a flexed foot can help engage the muscles, but it doesn't have to be flexed. And this right knee is energetically pushing away, getting that stretch along the right outer hip. Shoulders roll down, gaze is up, and the chin is slightly tucked. We're not lifting the bottom off the ground. We're keeping that spine long and pulling the tailbone to the top of the mat. Take another breath here. And exhale, set that left foot to the ground. Let the right foot come to the ground and we'll take it on the other side. So left leg comes in. We're going to turn that left knee out and set the right ankle across the thigh. Threading the needle if you'd like. Left hand through, right hand comes around. You may even curl up to get that leg and then lower the head, drawing that right thigh towards your belly. You can use a little bit of strength here to pull the leg in, flexing the feet, gently pushing that knee away. If you like, you can use the elbow if it comes that close. And if not, you're still pulling that right thigh in, pushing the left leg away. Take a breath here. And then release the legs. We've got 2 more poses. Left foot to the ground. Happy baby pose. So I'll start with half happy baby. Left knee can fall open, and you're going to draw the right knee in. We're going to turn that right knee out to towards the shoulder direction and take the foot to the sky. So depending on where you're at, the knee may be close to the ground or it may be up high. Your right hand is going to grab either the calf, the inner, or the outer edge of your foot. You may even roll up to get that and then lower the head back down, lengthening out on the ground. And with a little bit of arm strength, bend the elbow, draw that right knee towards the ground. Left hand can rest on the left thigh, keeping you from rolling to the right, getting a nice inner thigh and outer hip stretch. Take another breath. And then we're going to release the right leg, drawing the knee in straight, set the foot to the ground, lift the left knee up, both knees up, right knee opens up. If you want, you could slide a block under the knee, and left leg comes in. Draw the knee towards the left shoulder, flexing the foot, take it towards the ceiling. Hand comes around the calf maybe, or the inner or outer edge of the foot. Right hand to inner thigh, and draw that knee to the ground. Feel your belly and your ribs and your collarbones expand on the inhale. Feel them soften on the exhale. And then releasing this, we're going to release our hold, bring the foot back in, the knee center, drop it to the ground. Moving into our supine twist, we're going to take our right leg long, and this is just one leg bent, supine twist. And you're going to open your arms up into a big T shape. If you have no room for a T shape, you're going to make a cactus arm. That just means like it's bent at the elbow. And the palm can face up. And then you're going to take this left foot and set it on the right thigh, or leave it on the ground. The right hand can come across the thigh and assist a little bit of a drop. So like we did in our wind relieving pose, only we're going a little farther. We're just going to let that right knee come across the body and towards the ground. Your gaze can stay up, or you can take it to your left arm. And it doesn't matter if the knee is coming to the ground or not. That's all going to matter. That's all going to depend on your low back. And then coming back to center, releasing the hand on the thigh, set that right arm, set the left foot down and extend the leg. Right knee is going to bend. Lift your hips up for a moment, square them with your shoulders. And then right foot to the thigh if you like, left hand to that outer thigh, and start to rotate, dropping the knee over to the left. And try to keep that right shoulder down. You may feel a little cracking or popping. That's your free chiropractor visit. Take a breath. Exhale, gaze is either up or to the right. And on your next breath out, come back to center. Releasing the foot to the ground. Set both feet to the ground, lift your hips up and set them so they feel comfortable. Your spine is long. Extend your legs. If you prefer to leave your knees bent and feet on the ground, go ahead. And coming into our Shavasana pose, closing your eyes, letting your feet roll out, your palms roll up. Take a nice full breath, feel the weight of your hips and the weight of your shoulders. Exhale completely. So you can stay here as long as you'd like, enjoying the benefits of your practice and the deep breathing that we worked with. And when you're ready, you'll come back to a seated position. Please don't feel rushed. Take all the time you'd like. I'm going to give a little sign off here, but you stay if you're comfortable. Namaste.